Hello. I'm here to get better with look good and all that stuff. But I got to get started. And the more I speak, I'm probably going to make more sense. So I'm wearing a t-shirt that says Party Animal. Yeah. Because it's good things. Good things are coming. It's small in the roll. Roll. Earlier this year, this is the third day of the year, I got to know that Mikey is doing good. My enterprise is doing good. Only we just got so big. Last year I said was kind of like a dam, yeah, lots of content. And you don't just let out the floodgates because that would not be so good, yeah. Which is why people have developed doorways according to water requirement, and then channels, and then water moving through pipes, so people can just open a tap in their house, water drips. That's good. It can be caught in a container and used for cooking different purposes. And mighty content, like enterprise content, is getting bigger. But the thing is, we have been containing the matter, not like, no, yeah. The thing is, um, it's a different kind of a management system, okay? And that's like you have different layers and layers. So it's like a multi-story family restaurant, but it's also like an onion, many layers. Yeah, it's round like Earth, like from the core, different layers of Earth, to the atmosphere, to outer space. Um, so we don't know how far. We don't know. But we got to know about this message being sent from Arecibo message tower to Messier 13 cluster. And then we got to know about the Chilbolton code, which apparently a response from there. Um, or some form of crop circles indicating different kinds of messages. Some say it's hanky panky, but some, well, kind of look closely at it. There seems to be some indication. But the thing is, where did the message come from? Yeah. Um, Chances are there are people here on Earth with the ability to discern messages and kind of, what do you say, message back? Or what if our human body itself is a message receive and transmit tower? There's this idea of a message in a bottle, and that each of us have our own purpose for having come into existence, and we have new messages in a bottle, in bottles, tiny little people, they call babies, children, different ages, you have seniors, different age groups, and each of them have a reason for having come into existence, and they have their own body composition, background from where they come from, their own genetic code, different ways of being, likes, dislikes. Some people like admin, some people like computers, some people like peering through telescopes. Yeah. So no matter where you put, they'll end up doing the same thing. Yeah. So like round peg in a square hole. Yeah. So they're misfits in other places. They'll only be functioning in a particular way of doing things. How do you know a human body is the message we are trying to communicate through outside? But there is also different planets and stars and galaxies and different forms of light and dark and matter, different composition. Our solar system itself has so many kinds of balls, including the sun and moon, and Jupiter has so many satellites. Yeah. The point is, Mighty has been doing things from kind of collating a material, different kinds of information, and then putting them in a manner that makes sense because there's all kinds of information. Yeah. And we could get quite lost. Yeah. And I have been, let's just say we, yeah, because we are all from planet Earth. And you might also actually be working for me, in the sense that there is ChatGPT formed. Yeah, there is B10X. Then there is Mr. Siddhartha Chikkar's community, BNI. There is so many groups, governments across different continents, all on same planet Earth. And people also make social media content and different kinds of movies and songs. And how do you know we're not messaging each other? Yeah, feed into our different social media feeds. So we're feeding information, and then somebody watches it, contemplates on the matter, like eating food. You eat something, you chew and chew and chew and come with, oh, I got an idea. And then they make some content, and then they feed into a different social media. Yeah, into a different media, and then there's maybe some text or tells another friend, and the friend gets another idea, and then makes another one. So humanity across boundaries communication is very interesting. And I have been kind of paying attention to different kinds of information, just as everybody else, but no, I have my own composition. And my ways of thinking over time became original human intelligence facilitation. And over time, I started with Srushti optimization, more like to listen better, because I started my work, professional work, as a medical transcriptionist. So, about 19 plus years of listening. And then I discovered people don't listen. Yeah, that's been one of the concerns that's been there in humanities, neighborhood, different families, different people. People don't listen. So I was thinking, I came with Srishti optimization. How to help us listen better? Because I have so many years of medical transcription experience. So with that, I will be able to support that. Over time, I began to start facilitating health clinically, like not just medical transcription, but actual active clinical health facilitation, and I came to Shrishti optimization, like creativity, creatability, or the processes of creation, yeah, becoming more optimum. And then I discovered from an entrepreneur, I'm more a creator, content creator, different kinds of ideas, and I'm spreading ideas across. And then I come to Mr. Siddharth Rajshekhar's community, and then he distinguishes people can be creators, and it takes something else, something more to be a coach, to guide others to have what you have, or to do better, or, well, create better. If this is what I'm doing. So the point is, we've been getting kind of big. Yeah, it's more like a popcorn making company. Yeah, machine. You put popcorn in. Yeah. So it's like mushroom. It just keeps getting more popcorn. Um, and you got to be able to contain the matter. Yeah. And that's also called information management. That's a different kind of a challenge, where some people have lots of information coming, and here we've been creating stuff. Yeah. And all originally. Yeah. And we kind of have to contain the matter here. So over time, we came to the Internet Lifestyle Hub community, whereby how to contain the matter. It's not just keeping it here, but to actually distribute, and the people are the value of it. So I'm kind of like in Santa's factory. Yeah, making stuff and people goodies, and I'm in the business of it. So I'm not just about just to yay people, you do. No, it's a factory, and it requires income. The resources don't just come out of nowhere. Pay the bill, internet, electricity, different things, logistics, by which it can be actually identified as a factory. Yeah. Business, our idea of business is also exchange of money. So I'm in different stages of getting that properly be available for yeah. So it's an industry. Creativity, Srishti optimization, creatability. But the thing is, our interest is about the human body and the human body make. Yeah. People are talking in terms of fertilization, birth rates, aging population. People are talking in terms of population reducing, different countries. Okay, so there are these thought lines. And my thought lines by intelligent design is about the human body. As the human body as the original humane intelligence and the facilitation of that. So these are four different values in a world functioning by artificial intelligence. So we have been doing stuff, and over time it just became this big, yeah. So it's more like, oh damn, yeah, good water, yeah, and containing matter, and now we have to, in a nice, fine way, be able to help people have humane life, original humane intelligence facilitation. What does it mean to be human? So there's this idea of a scalar boson. Let's just say, like a tree of life, grows from a seed, becomes a sapling, yeah, and then over the time puts on girth, like tree puts on girth, and then a big. So we have been containing the matter. Containing the matter. Let's just say encryption. Yeah, when you have more data, you kind of contain it in a manner that it is a small place. Yeah, you eat this much food, it goes and digests and you try cooking it. Yeah, if you cook it a lot more, over time it becomes this much. Yeah, so encryption is a bit like that, if you can think about it that way. You come to essence. Yeah, and then what you're speaking, what you're creating, is also the food that goes inside, or how has the food been digested. It could also be food for information, thoughts, emotions, experience. What then happens in the body, and then what you do with it is also where the food is. So I've been putting up stuff on different social media. So you can see what is that we were doing. It's more like an earthworm. Yeah. Eat content, puts out content. So like medicine for earth. We've been putting out stuff. So it's about everybody eats, puts out stuff, poop, urine, where have you? Yeah, different kinds of fluids, snot, yeah. But then it all being medicine for earth, yeah. Not landfills, plastic content, insufficient metabolism. So what's going on with your body? So uh, that's a bit of some of the content. But what I'm now more bringing attention to is the fine features of a human body, of a humane human body. There's this video I came across that says a particular kind of penguin, yeah, um, tends to the chicks of them tend to migrate from the place where the eggs hatch across the ocean to Antarctica. And they only move in that place apparently because their ancestors have been doing it. So it's apparently the movement is pointless. And then I discovered nothing on earth is pointless. For example, they have a body that's of that particular penguin. And if you think in terms of frequency, energy, vibration, every organism has a combination, a certain way of being, or how they metabolize, how they digest, how they are. That being of that species versus any other. And that penguin moving through the water is kind of also maybe informing the water, like frequency, energy, vibration, like sonar, rippling sounds through the water. And there could be species around there that's growing from the sound that these penguins are making, that then supports that part of the ecology, which then through the water then informs other species through the water in other places. That's like a receiver message. Yeah. Only the trees that are growing there is having the material from this penguin's body emitting sound and the water then transmitting that through the trees because there are supporting ecology. And then the trees make a certain sound in the air. So through air, some certain species somewhere else is getting the information, is listening because there are air molecules. Yeah. So communication is happening. It's just that we may not have studied this. They call it the wood wide web, like tree roots, forest trees connect. Similarly, species to species, humans, animals, plants. There's this idea of Pandora, the movie Pandora, the movie Avatar, where one of the scientists there thinks they're all related. The roots are talking. I don't think it's just the roots. I think it's a lot of other details. So, from you having a body, just having a body as human, and how you are, and how you breathe, and how you maintain life, how you maintain health, helps species that are related with your genetic make, from where you've come from. Who knows your, this idea of the stardust, that we're all stardust from some other planets, stars, galaxies. There's also this idea of each person come from previous generations, Neanderthals, several other rare and known and not known species in the process of becoming us humans. So there is genetic influence going all the way to where, how did the first living organism start to life and then became human over time. And then this idea there are 12 families which then contribute to our human body make, like 12 strands of DNA. And you're not just talking about humans, you're talking about animals, plants, microbes, earth, water, fire, spirit, space. Yeah, nothing and everything. So a lot of things are happening on earth. So maintain being human, do things that have you be healthy, wealthy, wiser, because you are contributing by simply having body is human, by simply being you. There's intrinsic value by which you're contributing to all that there is. And my team is developing more content, such as this video, so there is better understanding of what you don't already know, or we may not have thought about thinking that way. And then we will come to better understanding of people. Watch your clothes. Yeah, your clothes are actually having a certain information, which may be from the dust that's come from the Sahara Desert through the air, and then is on your dress and is kind of informing you about you need to drink some more water, or you need to pay attention to your skin a little more, because you would be helping the Sahara Desert. Quantum mechanics from the sand in your body and how you are breathing is affecting quantum particles, related quantum particles in the Sahara Desert, and thereby their particles there is getting better because you're breathing healthy naturally. You know, have these ideas. Right, yeah, because there is also quantum mechanics. Just because we don't know something doesn't mean it's not there. The Himalayas was doing Himalayas things, and it was the Himalayas even before they discovered Himalayas or named it. It was doing Himalayas things, yeah. And it's more like Christopher Columbus discovered new land, thinking it's India, ended up in, and that turned out to be America. And they had to discover a map by which to say, I found a new land, yeah, and then to guide his people to be able to come to the Americas. And then they had to name it America versus Antarctica versus any other continent. So they're not getting mixed up with names. So I'm just naming something here. Yeah, it's more like a milestone or something to be thought about. And different people are looking through microscopes and telescopes and different kinds of instruments. They also discovered plants speak to each other. They have their own sounds. So you're going to discover something about how communication happens on Earth. Yeah, and how much we're related, and how we can help each other by which to live in life in the multiverse. Because we're on planet Earth of the solar system for a reason, where our planet is related with Jupiter and other planets, stars, sun, moon. So when we are doing better, they are also having quantum mechanics and other details by which life would show up there as they learn how to be Earth, life supporting people. What's benefit of having life supporting life, humans not just living for survival, but to actually help the system, Earth and life, and planets and stars and galaxies and universes. So there's more than just survival benefit, but actually value from having a body that's human that then inspires other planets, stars, galaxies to now let's start looking at what is Earth doing so that we also have life and we also can produce humans or species like this, which will support us, support each other. Thank you so much for your kind interest. Poor animal. Yeah, body is just slowly warming up to basics of what it means to be human. Yeah, we don't know our human faculties. So my specialty is the human body. So we get to small little details about it. Do follow content that's being developed on my website, www.dynamicstillnesses.com. And then from there, I'll be able to guide you on different other places. So we're all working together in having us all become better. Thank you so much for your kind interest. Good day.